So we're going to talk about the chin-up. This is an exercise that encompasses a lot of muscles, and it's a goal that a lot of people come in wanting to be able to hit their first chin-up. As an exercise to actually build muscle on the back, it's not the best one. I would argue pull downs and things a bit more stable, we can shift a bit of load, is probably beneficial. But this is a great exercise to integrate movement of the shoulder, great way to load the biceps to a compound movement, and just a great overall challenge for someone to do. But there's a few things that people tend to do wrong. So if you get to talk about hand position first, for most people this neutral, slightly semi-supinated grip is going to work well for a lot of people. This brings the lats much more into the equation, whereas the wider grip, the pronated grip, is a little bit more sort of lower trap and upper back. You get involved in both, but it's just how much you kind of want to bias in. On this exercise, this is going to be much harder with that wider grip, and it's going to allow the shoulder blades to move a little bit more, so this is a much more free shoulder blade position, whereas this position here, it's a little bit more fixed shoulder position, so it depends on what the goal is of the exercise and what you're wanting to do. But for most people trying to hit the first chin up, this neutral grip is probably the best place to start because it's a bit easier. So we're going to get to hang down into this position here for me. One thing you want to think about doing first is making sure that we initiate from a little bit of a depression of the shoulder blade. So I want to push into me. This will activate the lats, get everything working, get the lower traps involved. And now what I want to think about is driving the elbow down towards the floor, and imagine you're trying to drive the chest to that position here. So we want to finish the position, shoulders down a little bit again. So come back up for me. Just get real chest to bar there. That's a good position here. We've got the shoulder blades in a good position. We've got everything working here. What we often see is people just think about trying to get their chin over the bar, and people end up rounding their back over into this position. We've now taken tension away from the lats and made it like a really, really heavy bicep curl. So taking that initial position down first, and then driving the chest to bar is going to be the way to do it. Be really strict on this with your clients. If the goal is to do a chin-up, teach them to do a really, really, really good chin-up. If somebody wants to kind of get good, there are a few things to do. If someone wants to do the first chin-up, the first thing you should do is get them to be able to do pull-downs with their body weight for at least 10 reps. Most people, once you've done that, they will do chin-ups just fine without anything else. From there, maybe you could add things like an assisted chin-up, or even the banded chin-up, which isn't the best variation because it helps you the bit where you need the help, where you don't need the help the most, but it can teach the skill of the chin-up. One common thing that people do is an eccentric chin-up, where people are going to jump up and they're going to lower themselves down. Now, this is often used far too early on in someone's chin-up progression. This is essentially like trying to improve your bench press by doing 110% of your 1 rep max on a bench press. This is actually more weight than you can handle if you can't do one chin-up. That being said, once you can do 1 or 2 chin-ups, it's a great way to teach you to do a few more chin-ups. So use those sparingly. First thing, get good at pull-downs, learn the skill of the chin-ups with the assisted or a banded chin-up variation, and then as you can do 1 to 5, we can start working on some eccentrics to bring that number up if that's still the goal.